But the key here is that even people who didn't go through hardship, there is one way to do it. That means to set impossible targets. Put the target so high that you say your current way of doing is impossible to achieve it, and you are then forced to find a new way how to do it. Our definition of the word impossible target is a target that you set so high that it's impossible for you to achieve it based on your current way of doing it. So you are then forced as a leader and people in the organization to find a new way how to do it. You have to have confidence. Like, if you don't have confidence, nobody believes you. And so again, as I said, if you set up an impossible target, the second secret of leadership is to anchor in the right true north. Mentioned, after you decompose your profit and loss statement, you get your CFO to do it. Don't look for the answer yourself as the boss. Get your team to find the answers. Interdisciplinary, marketing people, sales people, IT and HR people, put them together, maintenance, put them together in the room and tell them, look at the problem of the company from the lens of the segmented profit and loss statement. I find this is one of the best vehicle to find a new way how to do it. I can guarantee you, if you break down your P&L to the lowest common denominator, as we did in Malaysia Airlines, and get your team to do it in a lab form, in 6 weeks, they will find the answers for you. You don't need 6 months. When the team become more competent at doing it, they know how to do it, they're delivering results, and your leadership style must begin to move into empowering style, learning to let go, learning to delegate. I spent my first job was to go to the President Chandrika, and the ministers involved to convince them. So you know what they said? Idris, we agree that you can do that, but you have to do a beauty contest. That means we will buy LPG from the lowest supplier. That means Shell must go and do an open tender. If the lowest supplier is from Exxon, we buy from Exxon. Wow, Shell had a big problem with me because they said, how can you don't buy from the Shell refinery? He said, look, this is the only trade-off. If we don't succeed in convincing the government to liberalize the pricing, we better close shop. Eventually, Shell said, agreed. So the winning coalition for me was to convince our head office. So leadership is about being humble, to accept the fact that the world is not at your feet. You cannot be proud to say that despite everything that you do, despite all the things, despite the fact that I talk about divine intervention, segmented P&L, game or impossible, sometimes you do your best, also you lose. Why do I say like this? It's because it helps you to recognize the only thing you can do your best, to do 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, to the best of your ability. And when you fail, it's okay. It's okay to fail, as long as you've done your best. Don't shoot yourself. And that's the same attitude you have for your staff too. If your staff have done their best, if they cannot do it, they don't achieve the outcome, don't shoot them. Accept the fact, the only thing you ask for your team is, have they done their best? So that's the same thing you ask yourself. Have you done your best?